To do a review video on our Arctic sectional snow pushers. We have 3 of them. 2 of them I've only had for a year, and 1 I've had for like 3 years. And in my mind, these are the best snow pushers that you can buy. What we're using right now is a 14-foot Arctic HD, and I'm pushing it with about a 30,000 pound loader, and we probably have an inch and a half here. This is actually my second pass on this parking lot. So what makes this pusher special is it's actually sectional, which means there's actually 5 different cutting edges on this one pusher. Normally with a pusher, you just have one solid rubber or metal blade for the whole entire thing. So let's say you hit a manhole on your right side or a frost heave. Only the part where you hit will lift up, and the rest of your pusher will stay down and continue scraping. So with an ordinary pusher, if you hit that manhole, your whole entire pusher would have to come up, and you would miss that whole section of snow. So with this pusher, it allows you to get as much of the snow as you possibly can. So when you operate this snow pusher, you essentially have to watch for a couple of different things. The first thing you have to watch for is your flow. So you don't want to put too much pressure on your blades, because that would be excessive wear on your cutting edges. But you also don't want to put too little pressure, so you're actually not scraping the pavement. Arctic did a wicked good job of making this easy to tell. So basically I have 2 metal guides in front of me that I can clearly see, and you can actually tell when the pusher is floating where it should be, or if it's pressing down too hard or not down enough. With an ordinary snow pusher, really the only way you can tell is by listening or by looking behind you constantly. The next thing you're watching for is the angle at which you're cutting. You have 2 cutout triangles on your sideboards, and you don't want to see those triangles, so you want to keep your blade closer to you than the triangles. If you have them too far forward, there will be excessive wear on your blades. And if you have them too far back, you actually won't be scraping up anything. With this, I'm right on top of it. There's no bucket on. I actually literally just hit a button to attach and detach this pusher. So with this account, there's very few areas that are new pavement. So I'm mainly dealing with old pavement, which there's a lot of frost heaves, there's a lot of manholes sticking up, and this Arctic sectional pusher does a great job of contouring the land to make sure that I don't miss anything. The more you miss, the more salt you use, and salt can make or break you in the snow plowing business. So with this contract, what we basically do is plow every ½ inch to an inch. We don't necessarily always have the time to salt in between every plow. So what happens is you might have to plow an area 2, 3, or even 4 times before you salt it. Now what this pusher does a great job of doing is scraping down to the pavement on every single plow. So with a traditional rubber blade, after the first or second time you plow, it leaves a little film of snow, which then becomes ice and extremely slippery. So like here, we're at a hospital. Obviously there's hundreds of people walking in every single day, and we never want those walking areas to be icy. So obviously with a rubber blade, it doesn't really work out. The best way to limit your salt usage is to get one of these snow pushers, because when you're scraping with a traditional pusher, you're going to miss more and you're not going to be able to scrape up as much, and which is going to cause you to use more salt, which is less money for you. And with a traditional pusher, it doesn't do a very good job. Most people think when they actually see this pusher in person is that it seems a little bit on the small side. But the reason why they do that is because this pusher is designed so that the snow can actually roll. And we unfortunately don't have enough snow right now that I can show you. But when this is full, this pusher does a great job of actually rolling the snow. And that helps with momentum, so the pusher can actually push better rather than just stacking up and not doing anything. It's almost like dead weight with a traditional pusher. With the pusher being smaller, it gives you better visibility. So just here's a quick example of my backup pusher, which is a 14-foot Snow Bandit, aka shit, versus my 14-foot Arctic. As you can see, with my Arctic, I can literally see 2, maybe 3 feet in front of it. Now, with my bucket on and attached to my backup, I can see maybe 5 feet in front of it. The visibility is horrid. But I mean, and you can tell that pusher is actually bigger. So you might think, oh, that if it's bigger, it can hold more snow. Well, no, that's not the case, because when that fills up, it fills up. It just spills out to the side, and that's it. It's to its max. With this setup here, when you get a lot of snow, the snow rolls very hard, and you can feel it with your pusher. Now, as far as durability goes with these, in my 3 years of using them, I haven't had one single issue. We actually had somebody hit a stump so hard that they flew forward and broke the window, and the pusher didn't break. But with that being said, I do look on Facebook and YouTube, and I do see where people break these. But Arctic does an incredible job with making everything extremely easy to replace. So if you were to bend one section on this pusher, you would simply just replace that section. And in comparison, if you were to bend or break something on a traditional pusher, that would require bringing it to a metal fab shop, and it would be expensive bending. With the Arctic sectional pusher, you can actually just do it in-house and change it yourself. It's that simple. As far as pricing goes, that's where most people steer away from these. These are pretty pricey. So basically, in comparison, the backup snow pusher that I have for this, which is a 14-foot Snow Bandit rubber blade, which is essentially scrap metal, I actually bought that used for like $2,000. And it's not even that bad of shape. It just does a horrible job. It misses a lot. It's far out in front of you. Your visibility is shit. It's an extremely shitty pusher. But with this, I believe, and I could be wrong, I believe this 14-foot HD was $18,500. I believe the 10.5 was $10,000, and our 8-footer was like $8,000. So for me, when I'm plowing a place like this, I don't really care about the cost. What I care about is making the place safe and keeping the accountant happy. And there's no better way to do that than to have one of these pushers. So if you're really, really penny pinching and you're not making enough money, yes, you can get it done with a normal, regular pusher. But if you want quality, then you really should spend the extra money and get this set up. I was actually looking into getting a pusher or a plow for this loader. I had 3 things in mind. I had this HD14. I was also looking at the HD17. And the reason why I didn't get the 17 was because at the entrance of this place, there's an area curb to curb where it's 15 feet wide. So obviously, the 17 wouldn't have worked very well to do that. And that was like an extremely important area to plow. I mean, it was literally the main entrance. So I shied away and I got the smaller one. But the smaller one does a really great job, and I am 10 out of 10 thrilled with it. The other one I was looking at, which was more like a snow plow, but it is a pusher as well, was the Metal Plus. Now I was looking at the model that is a 12-foot straight blade and has 6-foot wings. So you can essentially use it to be a snow pusher, a 12-foot snow pusher, and you can also use it to be a 24-foot wide snowplow. And that Metal Plus is hydraulic, so it angles. So obviously on paper, that sounds like the far superior machine. But in reality, for this place, it's not. Because just like a traditional pusher, the Metal Plus has the flaw of not being able to take objects well, like this. So it's not sectional, so when you hit a manhole or you got massive frost heaves, your pusher does not form to the tar like this would. What I like about this machine is I can get right up to granite without missing anything. And I'll show you that right now, if I can find one. So basically, if you had 6-foot wings, you would literally have to stop plowing or adjust it 6 feet away, which is about where I am right now. With this machine, I can go all the way up and I can actually watch my side wings, and when those start to go up is when I have hit the granite. So now I can slowly bring my cutting edge all the way up to the granite and clear the granite completely off without missing anything. Now, I'm not sure how well you can see that, but that is the main reason why I bought this over the Metal Plus. Obviously, yes, you could back drag that, but you still wouldn't be able to get it as clean as that. Now, if you had new pavement, no frost heave, no manholes, probably the Metal Plus is the way to go. But if you're like most people and you're dealing with crappy pavement, you're gonna want to roll with this. Now, as far as things that I don't like about this pusher, or things that I would maybe change if I was Arctic, very little, but it is very important. cutting edges. These cutting edges are garbage. They are absolute junk. They literally, and it's not like our guys are being rough on them or hard on them or anything. I mean, I know this. You can literally, if you have a year of a lot of snow, you can go through 2 sets or 3. And to me, I mean, that's just crazy. What I liked about the Metal Plus is it came standard with carbide edges. Now, I actually went to a fab shop and had someone literally custom make these for these pushers because I couldn't stand them. They just, you can literally watch the metal just wear with even being easy on these. So if I was to rate this pusher on a scale of 1 to 10, I would not hesitate to give it a 10. The scraping is phenomenal. Can't ask for any better. The visibility is amazing, almost unmatched. The rolling effect with the snow is awesome. The machine, or the piece of equipment itself, is extremely durable, and when it does break, it's easy to work on. And as far as my complaint with the cutting edges, that's just kind of known. And if you are like me, you can custom order or have carbide tips custom made. But other than that, I would 10 out of 10 recommend it. I would not recommend cheaping out and going with something cheaper, because in the long run it's actually probably going to cost you more money. Those are just my thoughts on it, and I'm extremely impressed, and I'm definitely going to be buying more.